Well, good afternoon and welcome to the 6-step Blueprint for Business Success webinar workshop. So I'd like to welcome you to this online training session and thank you for investing your time in learning how you can build your business to the next level. My name is Badura, and I'm honoured and feel very privileged to have gained significant business knowledge throughout my 30+ years in senior management working within the corporate food industry, and more so in the last 16 years of being in business for myself. During that time, I've been responsible for implementing significant cultural change in many areas and varied business environments, and I look forward to sharing some of that experience with you today. My purpose here today is to challenge your way of thinking about your business within the current economic climate and offer some alternative ideas for improving your business structure now and into the future. My goal is to inspire you to identify 3 to 5 key things that you can take away to immediately implement in your business that will change the way in which customers view your business and ultimately buy from you and not your competitor. We have a lot to cover today, so take as many notes as you need, and if you have any questions, please jump in and ask the question. A little bit about ActionCOACH. ActionCOACH started in 1993 in Queensland and has grown rapidly with over 1,000 offices in more than 80 countries worldwide. The thing that makes us unique is that because we have more than 1,000 coaches around the world, we have all sorts of resources that we can draw on. We attend at least 2 conferences a year where we meet with the other coaches and form relationships with them so that there is a great depth of knowledge and resources that we can call on. Our focus is on the small and medium-sized business community. A little bit about the point of power. So we all know people that lay in their bed and all they want to do is lay blame, find excuses, even worse, live in denial. By the same token, we also know people who are above that point of power who steer their ship in the direction that they want to take it through ownership, being accountable, and also being responsible. Now, for those people below that point of power, they feel in a powerless situation. They're not sure what they need to do, what the next step is, therefore they're feeling powerless. The people above that point of power are in a powerful position. They know where they're going. They're very decisive on the decisions they need to make that take them to where they want to go. So people above that point of power is about the what, the when, and the how. Below the point of power is about the who, the why. And when you get into that denial situation, it's about withdrawing. And that's not a great place to be. Below the point of power is all about results or reasons, and above the point of power is about results. So what you can expect from today's session will be some BFOs, blinding flashes of the obvious. While some of what I cover may be new to you, there will be much more that you may already have heard, but may have not yet acted on. That is, you've heard it, you know that you should do it. On average, there is 44 small businesses closing their doors each day, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics data. Statistics also say that 80% of businesses will fail in their first 5 years. More surprisingly, 80% of the remaining businesses will fail in the next 5 years. Given the current global economic position, the numbers of businesses closing in 2021 and 22 is significantly higher. As business owners at this point in time, our focus must be in saving and restoring livelihoods that our own and other businesses generate. At ActionCOACH, our long-term focus for business is, firstly, is to 100% of business owners expanding their success and achieving their goals and dreams. The second point is more than 75% of businesses selling for a multiple of earnings to create a wealth event when the owner is ready to implement their exit plan. That is, having a return on their investment for the time, money, and effort that they have invested into their own business. For some, or for most business owners, the owner only has a job. And when they finish the business, they just walk away, close the door, and therefore there's no return on investment for the time and effort that they've put in. What's important is to be building value into your business so that you can exercise that when you implement your exit strategy. The third point is recruiting and keeping great team members. It's important that you think about becoming an employer of choice. Treat your team so well that they don't want to leave. And then the final point is ensuring that there's profitable businesses that are contributing to strong local communities. The number one reason for business failure is the failure to seek outside advice soon enough. So right now, your focus should be on managing mindset, your own mindset, your team's mindset, and your customers' mindsets as well. And do this through ownership, accountability, and responsibility. That is everyone playing above that point of power line? The next thing is to identify the gap between stimulus and action, identifying where change in direction can occur in your business. At times, you may need to slow down and think, adopt critical path thinking. Think deeply about, well, what is it that our business needs right now? Then seek assistance when you run out of ideas or you're not sure where to start. In case, for example, I'm working with a client who has identified that they've been in their business for a long time and they're looking to start implementing some strategies so that they can exercise the exit plan over the next 3 to 5 years. And the first thing they identified, well, what is this business? Well, I am the business. So therefore, I need to start adopting some strategies that will move me from being the business to being a business that is run by my team. Then I have something of value that I can sell. So that's just an example. I essentially run 4 coaching programs which enable business owners to enhance their businesses and obtain the results and business that they dream about. There'll be an opportunity later on to express your interest in how we might be able to work together. The one-to-one coaching program is you and I working together to identify the goals that you will work on each fortnight. Mentor Club is the same as one-to-one coaching, but working together with up to 4 other business owners in a group. Growth Club is our quarterly workshop where business owners come together to create their 90-day plan, creating the goals and the action steps that will enable them to achieve their 90-day goals. And then Action Club is a structured Mastering the Business Basics program conducted fortnightly over 6 months. ActionCOACH's definition of a successful business is a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. So it brings up two goals for business owners. The first goal is to get more profitability, and the second goal is to work less hours. So design a business that works without you. That's where you will build the value into your business so that you can get a return on that investment when you do exit. So the 6 steps to building a better business, there's 6 steps to follow to get massive results for your business. The first step is mastery of your business. So it's about eliminating the chaos. The outcome is that your business becomes stable. You're not concerned about making payroll at the end of each month or paying the bills. The second step is developing creative marketing for your products and services. You're able to predict your cash flow by knowing your market. Here is where your business begins to generate cash for yourself as well. The third step is leverage. This is where you can start leveraging yourself out of the business and creating more time for yourself. And there's 4 ways to use leverage systems. The 4th step is team. The team produces a structure for growth. You now have the ability to take long vacations and trust that your team is managing the business for you. At this level, a general manager can be brought in to run the business. The 5th step is synergy. This is where everything's to be clicking in your business. It's starting to run like a well-oiled machine. Passive income can be generated from the business, or the owner can duplicate or even sell the business at that point. And then the final step is results. The owner is reaping the rewards of the business and is investing in other businesses or takes time for their own personal growth. These are the 6 steps to massive results. So pulling this together, mastery is about where you've got that commercial enterprise. Niche is about being profitable. Leverage is about a business that works. And by the time that you employ the general manager, he's working without you. So commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. And then the synergy level is when you get to that point where you have the opportunity for duplication. So let's take a look at mastery level. So the first area of mastery is destination mastery. It's no use going out and building a business if you have no idea where you're going. It's no use defining what you don't want. You must define what you do want. Clarity plus action leads to success. So it's important to define your business as follows. Decide now. Remember to start with the end in mind. What is your business going to look like when you have finished with it? And the things to consider is, why does the business exist? And what products and services does the business offer? How does the business serve its customers that keeps them coming back? Another consideration is, what is the point of difference, that is your USP or your unique selling prospect, is that sets you apart from your competition? What's that USP? How is the business structured? How many team members? What does your business organization structure look like in 3 or 5 years' time? Have you reviewed your vision, mission, and purpose statements recently? Are they congruent with the values and the culture of the business? These are the things that you need to be considering as part of your vision, purpose, and mission. For example, I'm working with a client at the moment who has a vision that has a very successful business here in Australia and is looking to expand to Europe and then also into the US. So this is where the vision for the business becomes really important. What does it look like when you're going to be finished with it? In Zig Ziglar's words is, will you look back in life and say, I wish I had, or I'm glad I did? What will it be for you? The next area of mastery is money mastery. Not only do I need to know my historic numbers, but the ones that will create my future. Too many business owners have no ability to make a decision, let alone the right decision, due to a lack of information. That is, they don't know their numbers. If we want to manage something, we have to measure it. So we turn to both historic numbers and then also the future key performance indicators or KPIs. This is both in the accounting numbers and the testing and measuring results, as well as your operational results. Another example here is working with a client who was interested in purchasing some new equipment because they believed that would contribute to better efficiency and productivity. One of the things that I work with these business owners is in doing what I call a return on investment calculation, or an ROI calculation. And so we worked through that with the business owner and making sure that the investment in that equipment was going to give them a payback in a reasonable amount of time. So when you know your numbers, you will make better decisions. The outcome for this client was on the return of investment of purchasing the equipment. We have a standard payback period. If it can't meet 3 years payback, then it's a no-go. In this case, the payback period was less than 18 months. So it was an obvious decision. It was a great decision that he could make to help improve efficiency and productivity in his business. Shrewd financial management is the key to running a successful business. To be a success, you must know how to collect, how to track, how to save, and how to spend your money that you earn wisely. You must be in control of your money. It is interesting that many of ActionCOACH's clients have been financially prepared for the economic downturn with COVID, with excess cash reserves, that they've been able to weather that storm over the past 2 years. Budgeting and reporting. How many of you currently have a budget for profit? How many of you know what your daily break-even cost is? How many would like to know what these numbers are? Remember, this is stage one of a commercial, profitable enterprise. Know your numbers. The next area of mastery is time mastery. So focus on the timeliness of high priority tasks. In Alexandra Graham Bell's words, before anything else, preparation is the key to success. Now, time is life's greatest asset. We each have 86,400 seconds available to us every day. How well are you utilising the time that is available to you? And there's 3 areas of time mastery that you need to be considering. The first area is self-mastery. And self-mastery is about how you're utilising your time, how you're prioritising your time, and then moving into the next area of time mastery, which is planning mastery. So it's how well are you planning all the activities you've got, how are you prioritising those, which then leads you into the next area, which is delegation mastery. So delegation mastery is about identifying those things that you shouldn't be doing and delegating, those things that should be delegated in any case, and those things that you need to stop doing. So high productivity and activity is the outcome that we want here from time mastery. So when we look at the time target, the important thing to understand here is where time is being wasted. And if we look at the yellow circle, these are the things that when we going through our time each day, is the things that are not urgent and not important, the things that distract us, things like emails, things like phone calls from family and friends, things like team members coming for a chat when it's not warranted. These are the things that are distractions. The next area in the green is the urgent and not important. These are the delusional things, the things where we're placing more urgency on them than what they really were. In other words, you might think about this as being the fun things that you like to do, but they're not really important in your business. I'm going to give an example in a minute of that. The next area, the blue area, is those things that are urgent and important, and that's the demand on our time. These are the things that we need to be working on or working in the business, so to speak. And then the red area is those things that are not urgent, but are important. And this is what we call working in the zone. And working in the zone is the period of time or the time that you spend working on the business, setting those strategies, putting things in place ahead before they actually become an urgency. So one of the things that we do here with the time target with our clients is to conduct what I call a time study and look at, well, where are they spending their time? In one time study I had with one client, he had a large fleet of vehicles. And one of the things that he identified through the time study, he was quite embarrassed when he came to me with it, was said that whenever any of his fleet of vehicles needed to be serviced, needed to be registered, needed tyres changed, or anything else relating to the vehicle, he was the one that was then running it down to the service providers. So what we worked on was, with that client, was to establish what was the actual value of their dollars per hour of their time. And in this particular case, we determined that the owner's hourly time value was greater than $500 per hour. So when we looked at these tasks that he was doing, so it wasn't only the fleet, running the fleet service vehicles for their maintenance and checkups, but also things like fixing computers and printers. We quickly established that they could engage somebody at a fraction of that hourly rate that would be more serviceable, so that the owner could spend more time working on the right things in their business. So it's important to understand where you're spending your time and where you're, where you're wasting time. So true communication is the response that you get, regardless of your intent. And the key to time mastery is your communication and your communication style. Let me relate a story. I spent 18 months working in Papua New Guinea in a chicken processing factory. And one day I was speaking with one of my expat comrades, and in terms of, we were out in the yard and speaking about things that we could do to improve business within that organisation. Whilst we were talking, Tom called one of the local nationals over, and he said, Bocky, look, can you do me a favour, please? See that pile of rubbish over there? Can you go and grab the ute, put the rubbish in the ute, take it down to the back corner of the paddock and burn it? So Tom and I were still, about 10 or 15 minutes later, we were still chatting about the things that we could improve. And Tom just suddenly said, Phil, where's Bocky? He should be back by now. And after another 5 minutes, we see Bocky walking up the road. And when he gets to us, Tom says, hey, Bocky, where's the ute? And Bocky said, well, but boss, you told me to take it down the back and burn it. So be very, very conscious with your communication, because true communication is the response you get. In that case, Bocky literally took what the boss had said. So be very, very conscious about how you're communicating. Ensure the final area of mastery is delivery mastery. Ensure that you, your team, and your business are prepared for whatever demands your customers may place on you. How easy are you making it for your customers to buy from you? Do you have capacity to exceed any of the pent-up demand as we come out of this economic crisis? Train and develop the team to deliver superior customer service and create a wow effect. Create your personal and business training plan right now. Also your personnel training plan. So train your team so that they can really take care of your customers. It's important to ensure that you are delivering consistently. Create your own game plan to compete and grow in 2022-23. Identify what the new normals are going to be in your industry and in your marketplace. What adaptations will you keep in place permanently? For example, at the start of COVID in 2020, I closed my Albury office and am now working virtually from home. And I don't see that this will change going forward. So virtual is now my new normal. What's going to be your new normal in your business? How have you and your competitors adapted? What can you do differently to create a point of difference? How have customer expectations and habits changed in recent times? Is this something that you're continually looking at? Update your pivots and reallocations weekly to win. You must be reviewing changes that are occurring in your marketplace weekly. Remember my client whose vision was to expand globally. With what's happening in Europe now, they've now had to put that on hold, and they've pivoted and changed their focus back into the Australian market in an area that they had not previously considered. So this is where it's important to be very cognizant of what's happening in your own marketplace. Consistency is the foundation for healthy growth in any business. Ensure that you're making it easy for your customers to buy from you. I'd like to use an example here. How many of you have actually been to a restaurant and in that restaurant found the service to be totally unacceptable? The waitress or serving staff, they don't come over often enough to see whether you want your drink replaced. They'll bring out the meals and just plonk it in front of you. Think about some bad examples that you've had in restaurant service. It's an area that we see far too often. It's the difference between going down to your local restaurant versus going to a 5-star or 5 Michelin star restaurant. What's those differences between how the team members serve you as a customer? Think about what are the things that you can be doing within your own business to replicate the type of service that you would expect in a 5-star Michelin restaurant. The next level in the 6 steps to achieving massive results and in the blueprint for business success is niche. Niche is about having your marketing working for you and creating consistent cash flow. The things to consider here is how well mapped out is your marketing plan? Do you even have a marketing plan? History dictates that there is always a boom after every economic downturn. How prepared are you and your business to take advantage of the new opportunities as they arise? How well thought through and defined is your fast forward action plan? So if you need to step up and ramp up quickly, how well defined is the plan that you have in place for that? What are your market share increase goals right now? Have you even set a goal for increasing market share? How well defined is your action plan to take market share now and throughout 2022-23? Generally, you will find several uniquenesses within your business. So USP, your unique selling proposition. Right now, it's about finding the one market that will buy because of. Also, one that is truly unique, not just a great service. So test several as basic headlines or offers within your marketing and measure what works best. Keep doing what's working well, stop doing what's not. Turn your marketing into a single line phrase that can be used in all future marketing. Again, test it. Our clients use the ActionCOACH USP and guarantee questionnaire system to identify and create their own USP phrase. In Seth Book's book, Purple Cow, you're either a purple cow or you're not. You're either remarkable or invisible. It's important to make your choice whether you want to be remarkable or invisible. In Seth's words, cows, after you've seen 1, 2, or 10, are boring. A purple cow, though, now that would be something. Purple cow describes something phenomenal, something counterintuitive and exciting and flat out unbelievable. Every day, consumers come face to face with a lot of boring stuff, a lot of brown cows, but you can bet that they won't forget the purple cow. And it's not a marketing function that you can slap on to your product or service. Purple cow is inherent. It's built right in, or it's not there, period. In Purple Cow, Seth Godin urges you to put a purple cow into everything that you build and everything you do to create something truly noticeable. It's a manifesto for marketers who want to create products that are worth marketing in the first place. So think about what's your purple cow going to be in your business. The next area in the 6th step is leverage. So let me illustrate how systems save you time, energy, and money. How many of you drive to work the same way every day? And have you ever thought about, well, why do I do this? What do you or are you thinking about whilst you're driving mindlessly to work? The connection here is that when we do the same thing the same way every time, It helps make us more efficient and allows for multitasking and creativity. It is the same when you develop the right systems in your business. So let's just work through what those 9 steps are. The first thing, and we've already touched on it in Destination Mastery, is understanding and identifying what your vision statement is and what your mission statement is. The next area then is your culture statement, the culture that you're trying to develop inside your business. Have you actually written down what that is and what it means? It's important to be setting goals and following the SMART goal principles. So the SMART goals, which is specific, measurable, attainable or achievable, realistic or relevant, and more importantly, are time-framed. So SMART goals is an important aspect in systemizing your business. The next area is your organization chart. So not only working on what your organization chart needs to be today or is today, but what it is going to look like in 3 or 5 years' time. What are those positions that you know that you will need at a point in the future, but don't have the capacity to fill right now? It's important to document those, because when you document them, it's like setting a goal. It's something that you can move into at a point in time. The next area is positional contracts and position descriptions. It's important so that everybody knows exactly what's expected of them within their jobs and their roles within the organisation. The KPIs, the financial KPIs, your marketing KPIs, your operational KPIs. What systems do you need around generating so that you can test and measure the results that you're achieving? The next area of system is about the how-to systems. The how-to systems, or your standard operating procedures. This is how we do this particular task in our organisation. And everybody, once you've got the how-to systems in place, everybody needs to be doing exactly the same thing the same way. This is how you improve efficiency and also productivity. How you stop making mistakes in the business that causes rework or callbacks. And then the final area in systematizing your business is in your management systems. So what products, apps, systems, management systems are available in the marketplace that's going to help your business be more productive. So remember, systems run the business, people run the systems. People may change, but the systems remain. And in fact, documented systems become your training manuals for any new team members. In his book, The E-Myth, Michael Gerber identifies that systems run the business and people run the systems. What is important to understand here is that the people do come and go, while the systems will always remain constant. Under each of the 3 principles of business, being time, team, and money, there are multitudes of systems that can be implemented that will contribute to improving productivity and efficiency on your journey in transforming your business from good to great. The 6-step blueprint for business success foundations are set with your systems. And they're set with the systems that you identify and implement into your business. The next area in the 6-step blueprint is team. And this is where in the cycle of business, the owner looks after the team look after the customers look after the business, and then the business looks after the owner. So pay more attention to looking after your team than you do your customers, because they're the ones that are going to give the customer service that's going to keep bringing your customers back time and time again. So the 7 keys to a winning team. The first area is strong leadership. This is where you, as the owner of the business, need to be exhibiting strong leadership with not only your team, but communication with customers and suppliers, and ensuring that you're leading by example. The next area is a common goal. And the common goal is about your vision statements, your mission, how you're going to achieve the vision. This is where everybody within the team knows exactly what it is that the business stands for, what it's striving to achieve, and everybody's on the same page, working towards the same goal. The rules of the game is about the culture in your business. It's every team member understanding how they can play in the game of business when they're playing on the field, and then also what are the off the field areas that they shouldn't be playing in, and what the consequences might be by playing outside of the rules. The next area is then the action plan, and this is your position descriptions, everybody on the team knowing exactly what it is that they're responsible for in their day-to-day, hour-by-hour activities. Supporting risk-taking. Supporting risk-taking is important. When you think about the world that we live in today, all of the modern conveniences that we have, what it means is that someone, somewhere back in time, has taken a risk to develop something that makes life easier for us. It should be the same thing with your team. You should be supporting risk-taking with your team members and allow them the freedom to find ways to do things more efficiently, more productively, even developing new products that your business can then sell. It's important that you have a couple of caveats around risk-taking. And the two that I have is that if you identify that you've made a mistake or something has gone wrong, tell somebody about it immediately. By telling somebody about it immediately, collectively the group can work towards mitigating the impact that that mistake might have on the business. The other caveat is the only time that we will speak formally will be, firstly, if you make a mistake and don't tell us about it, and we will find out, then we'll be having a chat, a formal chat. And the second one is we'll have a formal chat if you make the same mistake twice. So it's important to put some caveats around supporting risk-taking in your business. The next area is 100% involvement and inclusion. Everyone on the team must be participating. It's important for that participation, because if somebody's not participating, they can be undermining everything that you're trying to achieve in the background. And when you identify, let's call it the bad apple in the bunch, then it's important that you come back to the rules of the game and start to implement any consequences of that. And the final area is know and appreciate your people. Understand what makes them tick. What are the things that turn them off? What are their strengths? What are their weaknesses? So that when you're playing in this game of business, that you can have them working at the things that they're going to be most productive at. So know and appreciate your people and work to their strengths. Winning teams know how to get the right people on the bus. So let me ask a question. If you could start your business again tomorrow, how many people, including yourself, would you not rehire? It's an interesting question and I get lots of different answers to. So just have a think about that. What is important is that you do get the right people on the bus, and as part of your recruitment process, you should be including your key team members as part of that, particularly in the interviewing stage. You get what you tolerate today. The rules of the game is the culture that you want your business to run by. You must be prepared to draw a line in the sand and act on any instances immediately that are outside the rules of the game. When you start to tolerate actions or activities that are out of bounds, then this will be the start of a poor culture and bad habits becoming acceptable or treated as normal. Remember, you do get what you tolerate. The next area in the 6 steps is synergy. Let's talk about the Superman, what I call the Superman syndrome. In order to get beyond the team stage in your business, you must shed your Superman cape. And that Superman cape is a mindset that says, nobody can do it as well as I can. It's important here to accept that there are people who can do and will do things better than you can. Hire people who are even better than you. You have to eliminate the need for doing and delegate those tasks and activities that just cannot and do not match up with the mandated value of your own time. Calculate what the real value of your own hourly rate is worth to the business. This will help you understand where you should be spending your time, and it may not be in the area of the fun stuff that you really enjoy doing. Remember, or can you remember the story about the owner driving the vehicles down for their services? So when you're ready to install a general manager and put your business on autopilot, then the business is on autopilot. This frees up your time to think about new strategies, think about what is next for the business, think about how you want to spend your time with family and friends. I think you get the picture. And when you get that general manager in place, you've freed up your time to focus on the things that are most important for you. It's about, what are your plans to have the general manager take over the day-to-day operations so that you can achieve the time freedom that you desire? How do you put fun and joy back into your business and strengthen your team culture? Another consideration is, what's your long-term plan to scale up your business? Is it open a new location, franchise it, or license the business to third parties? How would you like your business to increase in market value and become by far the most valuable asset on your own personal balance sheet? What multi-generational legacy are you planning to create to change your family's identity and trajectory for generations to come? Once you reach this synergy level, what is it that you really want for your business? What is it that you really want to achieve? This is where you have the time to now make these considerations. Then once you reach the results stage, you now have the options that you can consider for what is next in terms of your own personal growth. Is it starting a new venture? Is it more holidays? Is it investing? Is it more family time? The choice is now yours to choose. In Brad Sugar's words, where you'll be in 5 years will depend on the books you read, the people you associate with, and the actions that you take. Now, as a reward for investing your time in today's webinar, I'm offering a complimentary 30-minute Zoom call meeting to discover how you can best get the value from applying the 6-step blueprint concepts for improving your business. We've covered a lot in the last 60 minutes or so. So if there's any questions that you have, please put them in the chat box. What's important now is to write down the 3 to 5 key things of value that you've learned from today's session and commit to what actions you will take immediately. So remember, action always beats intention. So to book your Zoom call with me now, use the Calendly link here, and or you can visit my website or email me directly to book a time. So thank you for investing your time today, and please remember to reach out. I am here to help. And now it's time to get into action and stay well ahead of your competition. Bye now.